Hey guys, Nate and Scott here with PlayYourCourt.com, and today we're talking about how to defend your backhand when dealing with heavy topspin.
All right guys, so today we are talking about how to deal with heavy topspin on your backhand side. This video is for players with a PlayYourCourt rating of 60 and up. If you're not in our community or familiar with our rating system, click the link below and check it out. We give you everything you need to improve your tennis game for about the cost of a can of tennis balls, so definitely check it out. But if you're not in our community or familiar with our rating system, a PlayYourCourt 60 is the equivalent of about a USTA 3.5. So this is for 3.5s and up. Nate, heavy topspin on the backhand side. Talk to me. What are we doing here?
We're talking about a popular topic. We get a lot of questions about this, guys, because we know that the topspin forehand centralized has really become the most prominent weapon in tennis, especially when the opponent is left of center or right of center, I guess if you're dealing with a lefty. But they're trapping that backhand with their forehand, the popular sword versus shield combo, and it's really about how you're dealing with it. And so what we know, and we've discussed this in previous videos, you really have two options as far as how you're making contact with the ball, right? For you more advanced players, you're going to be taking it early, potentially on the rise. And this is where you're getting the ball before it gets above your shoulder, before it gets too high, right? And it's very skilled. It's also very difficult, right? So if you're able to do it consistently, this may not be a problem for you. But a lot of players, I mean, even myself, this isn't my favorite shot in the world.
Well, you said it was for more skilled players, so.
Oh, you're coming with jokes today.
Yeah, I got some jokes.
That's good. That's great. Wasn't sure there were going to be jokes today. I got that cleared up. All right, so you can do this, but it's a lot of pressure as the match goes on to continuously take it on the rise and drive the ball. So what some of you might be doing out there is you may be shaping the ball. You might be backing up and playing the ball, letting it drop, letting it descend. But the real problem here is you're just giving up court position and you're opening up the court for your opponent to expose short angles and really open up the court to do damage.
I think it gets worse, right? If you back up, then you're just giving your opponent all the space they need to keep making this pattern more and more effective, right?
100%, right? And we know that this is the #1 strategy. I mean, the serve +1, this is what your opponent is looking to do, whether they're a righty or a lefty, like really working on getting that strength to the weakness. So we're going to demo in a moment what we're talking about if you're not familiar with the shape drive, as far as, Scott will demo taking it on the rise, taking it early, and then we'll have him show you the shape as he backs up and he lets it descend. But then we're going to show you a tactical correction, all right? So in this, you don't necessarily have to have the shape or drive. A tactical change can change the way your opponent thinks about this shot, all right? So we're going to jump in demo mode now. First up, what do you want to mess up first?
Let's mess up taking it on the rise.
All right, let's take a look at that now. So guys, ordinarily here, you'd see me serving and really getting left of center with this forehand. Now Scott's in a predicament because that backhand, he can take it down the line, but it's low percentage. And as long as I'm playing up with height, he's gonna have to keep taking it on the rise. And this could prove to be really difficult. All right, guys, so here you're gonna see an entirely different issue. And what's happening now is Scott's backing up, giving himself plenty of room to shape the ball up. It's safer, but he's never getting out of this problem. So what ends up happening is it opens up the court because he's so far back.
All right, guys, so as you can see there, as Nate rolls heavy to my backhand side, even as a high-level player, as much as I want to take every single ball on the rise, I think we're all a lot more comfortable backing up and shaping it. I know as a recreational player, these are problems that you run into as well. So Nate, what can I do here if I don't want to take every ball on the rise and put myself in this tough situation, but I know backing up and shaping every single ball is going to lead to getting burned up the line? What options do I have?
All right, so what we have to do is have to start formulating a tactic, right? We have to make the opponent who's really sitting on this pattern of left of center, forehand, and backhand, or lefty, right? Everybody's like, man, how do I play lefty? This is the problem, right? Like they're taking that big lefty forehand and trapping the backhand. You have to play a little bit of chess here, right? And give them really a position to take of, if they're doing it, what is the counter and do they want to continue with that tactic? So what we're going to introduce here is chipping short off the backhand. Yeah. All right, and especially with a lefty for sure, because now you've got them coming in off of their backhand. But off the righty, if I've set up on that left of center and Scott chips cross court, right? Nice and low. I've got to come in with my backhand now, all right? And now 9 out of 10 times what's going to happen is I'm probably going to approach to Scott's backhand off the cross court. But then what ends up happening is I'm approaching and I've got to make a decision of how I'm following the ball. He's got the line open. He can come back short angle on the cross court, or he could even lob. All right, so it's something he's going to mix in. We're going to go depth over direction here. So Scott's going to focus on keeping me deep. And the minute he has an opportunity, he can step in. He's going to chip me short, and then I'm going to be forced to come in. So you might be thinking, but don't we want to come in?
You might also be thinking, man, Scott's slice backhand sucks. This isn't going to work at all.
It's not that good. All right. But if he does it well, if he's really getting a hold of that slice backhand, what ends up happening is me coming in off a low backhand isn't ideal, right? I'm probably going to chip and come in. And so it just changes the tactics, where next time maybe I'm thinking, maybe I need to do something else, because every time I come in, now I'm getting passed.
Guys, think of this as a change-up. If I just sit here and try and battle against Nate by backing up and shaping the ball, let him get into his groove and then rip up the line, I'm going to lose that 9 times out of 10. If every once in a while I can throw in this chip and change it up, maybe I get lucky and it's even lower than I hoped, a lot better chance of winning these points.
All right, let's take a look. We'll demo that now. We're going to show you a couple variations. We'll see why it's so effective. Let's take a look at it now.
All right, guys, so as you can see there, rather than let Nate just dominate this point and keep pushing me back and further back with that heavy ball, I threw a wrench in his plans and threw a little chip in there to mix things up.
Yeah, guys, so what ends up happening a lot of times when we're under this pressure of defending the backhand, we get a little bit unsure about what to do. Next thing you know, we're trying to pull it down the line, we're trying to hit in the open court, and we're creating these unforced errors. If you really look at the court positioning, the pressure, I would actually classify it as a forced error, but nonetheless, it's a bad decision. All right, but so what you can do is start playing that ball intentionally short with backspin, because at that point, the right-handed player cannot get around to find that forehand. They're forcing a hidden backhand, right? And so I think sometimes we think that we're gonna escape with depth. If I get it deep, maybe I can. It's sometimes the best play is just take the air off the ball and pull that person and see if they're willing to attack the ball. You can see there in that demo where a couple times I just played back with slice trying to keep it low. And as it turns out, like I'm rushing into Scott's forehand, which he would much rather have a look at a forehand or a passing shot than continuously defend the backhand on the rise. So it becomes a whole lot better proposition. And for you guys, if you're playing a lefty, same thing here, right? Like the lefty is you know, over there trapping the backhand with the forehand. Same thing, you can just chip to the other side in order to get their backhand as well.
Doesn't have to be that good either. I mean, if you saw the demo there, like as long as I've pushed Nate a reasonable amount of space off the baseline before I mix in this chip, the chip doesn't have to be awesome. I think I won a couple points there by just sort of chipping right into the middle of the court.
I'll give you the
mixing it up, keeping it low. The
best example is, why does Fognini have a winning record against Nadal? It's
really good at chipping.
Yeah, this drop shot, right? Nadal plays so far back, and Fognini's got a wonderful little drop shot, little short chip. And so Nadal has to play the clay court. He has to play further up on the line in order to defend that shot. So it takes him right out of his game plan, and that just ends up being the most effective play.
For sure. So guys, in summary here, don't get pinned in this deep cross-court rally on your backhand. If you're feeling the pressure of that high top spin, throw in the slice as a change-up. And as always, you know, Nate and I just want to see you improve your tennis game. Unfortunately, we don't know a ton about you, so do us a favor, click the button of the link below, answer some questions for us about your specific game so we can send you some custom video instruction based on the things that you've got going on. A Division I college tennis player doesn't need the same instruction as a beginner. We know you've got a specific skill level. We want to help you with what you've got going on, so click the button, Link below. Join our community. Answer some questions for us. We'll send you some custom video coaching and help you meet some new players in your area so you can get on the court and practice all this stuff. We'll see you guys soon.